Hey everybody, First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich talking about our weather tonight, and we don't have the graphics in there, so bear with me 1 second. I'm actually going to throw up here the radar, but I got to put the radar back into my monitor, so give me 1 second as I go do that. One second, I'm actually going to throw. All right, I am back. I totally forgot that we did that. So, real quickly, the snow is moving out. I can announce to you as well, if you didn't see our push notification, CMS has canceled all classes tomorrow, which I'm actually somewhat shocked. I'll read you the statement. CMS Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools will be closed on Friday. See a full list of details on our website. So I got that push notification on our app. So I'm a little shocked. The reason I say that is because I don't think a closing is really warranted tomorrow, but a delay. But here's the thing about school closings, and this is why I hate talking about them sometimes, because there's other factors that go into this other than just the weather. Because for a lot of reasons that you may not even know, a delay might be a logistical nightmare for busing and for other things, and so sometimes it's just easier to cancel altogether. So my guess is something like that happened more so than weather related. That's why I always hate speculating on these things, because oftentimes these decisions go way beyond just the weather. There's all kinds of extenuating circumstances. Same thing with flights. Sometimes people ask me about flights being canceled, and I'm like, I honestly have no idea. Sometimes the weather is the least of your worries, because the airlines want to move flights to certain airports and don't want to get stuck, so they'll just preemptively cancel flights. So that's my 2 cents on that. I mean, it's kind of a tough call sometimes. So here's a look at what's going on tonight. We've got the winter weather advisory for some counties till midnight, other counties expiring. The snow is moving out. So I showed you the radar real quickly here. And you can see where the snow is right now. It's kind of almost done for most of us. There's still some flurries down here. We just got almost a half-inch report out of Jefferson down in South Carolina. And we got a 4-inch snowfall amount from up in here. And I just got a 2.8, almost 3 inches in Troy. So there's a couple hot spots out there. Officially in Charlotte, depending on where you are in the county, anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch. I haven't seen any 1-inch amounts in Mecklenburg County, but mostly a quarter to a half an inch, just enough to be measurable. Most part, I'm actually pretty happy with the forecast all in here. That 1 to 2 inch in here probably is not going to verify very well, except for out here where we had that. And I'll show you, I was showing someone earlier, this was my forecast, so this is the one I was stuck with this morning, and I kind of stuck to my guns, I should say. And some of this did not verify very well, the 1 to 2, but over in here we did pretty well, and really all of this did really well. So the only part that didn't really verify is going to be this area just south of I-40 there. So we're putting together a snowfall map right now, and as I speak, Aisha Scott's over there looking up some totals, and I'm starting to look at some of the reports around here. So I think this area right in here is the one area we had a pretty significant miss. Though if you remember my map from earlier, I had traced to a half an inch was our bust potential, and we certainly got probably traced to an inch. So we kind of were on the lower end of our probabilistic forecast. 1 to 2 actually worked out pretty well over in this area, but not so much in Salisbury and Concord. But most areas, a trace to an inch kind of worked out almost perfectly, and was kind of a non-event on the roads, which I expected. Now, speaking of the roads, this is a thing that I'm a little about tomorrow that's a little interesting, is temperatures up in here certainly are going to be below freezing here shortly. So roads along Interstate 40, bridges and overpasses will ice up pretty quickly. But honestly, in the Charlotte area, the roads are completely fine. I mean, there is zero issues on the roads other than being wet right now. So if you can drive in the rain, you're fine until probably 3 or 4 in the morning when temperatures get close to freezing. And even then, the main roads are going to be fine, just the bridges and overpasses and some of the side streets. So, you know, me personally, I don't think roads are going to be that big of a deal, but seems like every year it's a little bit of ice freaks people out. So in the grand scheme of things, if you're worried at all, just don't go out. I mean, that's just the thing I tell people. Those bridges and overpasses, obviously, we worry about this happening. You know, we get that air flowing around the road, and so the bridges can be a little slick. And again, that would be what we'd expect tomorrow. So here's the hourly forecast through tonight, just to show you how temperatures kind of bounce around a little bit. I expect them to hover around 33, 34 most of the night. And as skies clear out right before sunrise, that's when we see probably a pretty quick freeze up. And that's where you'll see the biggest potential for some slick spots on the road. So these are my low temperatures tonight, just to give you an idea of the overall temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. So anything that's wet out there likely will ice up pretty quickly. On the bridges mainly, the roads, the main roads are probably fine because most of the ground is about 48, 47 degrees. So the main roads should be pretty good, and DOT is going to be out spraying salt. So when temperatures are close to 30, 31, 32, just the traffic going over the road keeps things kind of wet. Once you get around 28 or lower, that's where you get a little dicey. So some of these areas up in here from Morganton, Hickory, Newton, Conover, Lincolnton, Statesville, Salisbury, I don't care how much snow you got, whether you're disappointed in it, doesn't matter. It was wet, okay? And ice doesn't care either. So these are going to be some slick spots up in here. So just be really careful on the bridges, especially up here. Down to the south, you're probably going to have less of an issue, but most school districts will be overtly cautious and overly cautious, and they will have delays tomorrow. I think you're going to see a lot of delays unless there's a logistical thing like CMS and you just cancel the whole day. If you can wait till 9 o'clock, temperatures should be up, the sun will be up, everything should be just about fine. So if you can just wait it out in the morning a couple hours, that's really it. And then the weekend, we've got sunshine and beautiful conditions. So tonight at 11, we'll have some totals. I'm going to work on a map of what actually fell versus what we forecast. And then we have reports from all over the area. We'll show you some of the places that got a little bit more snow than us, what it looks like on the roadways out there, so you can kind of plan your Friday morning. But this little snow event, kind of not much, and then kind of what we expected. I know a lot of people would love to get more snow, but a trace to an inch and then 1 to 2 inches isn't a big deal. That's an average snowstorm around here. We're still way behind average for snowfall. 4.3 inches is our average snowfall for the year. So we still have time to get snow, believe it or not. Usually through the middle of March, you can still get snow. And last year we had snow on April 2nd. Not that I think we're going to see snow on April 2nd, but the first 2 weeks of March are typically still pretty snowy around here. In fact, the snowiest day, calendar day, statistically, is March 2nd in Charlotte. More snow has fallen on that date than any other day of the year. So just to have that in the back of your mind, something to keep in mind as we go towards March. So coming up tonight at 11, we'll have reports from there, and of course we'll have all the list of closures and delays running at the bottom of our screen. If you don't want to look down there, you can always go to our website, go to our app. We'll have them listed there as well if you didn't get a push notification. And again, we'd love to have your reports as well. If you got any pictures, especially measurements, I love to pass them along. Hopefully you measured while it was on the ground and before it melted. You got to measure it before it melts. If it's on there long enough to see it, you can measure it. It counts as snowfall, whether it melts in an hour, half hour, 45 minutes, whatever. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tonight at 11 right here on WCNC.
In the Carolinas for the special online edition of WCNC Charlotte. From Blowing Rock to Bessemer City, Salisbury to Charlotte, we are seeing snowflakes flying.
Our first warned storm team has been telling us for days about this snow, and it finally hit. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. I'm Sarah French.
And I'm Fred Shropshire. We have a lot of school closings and delays coming in right now. They are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We'll get a check of some of the big ones in just a minute. First, though, let's take a look at the first warned Doppler radar. You can see the system blanketing the Carolinas. And this snow, rain, sleet mix is going to continue well into the night.
A winter weather advisory remains in effect until tomorrow morning. And tomorrow, going into work is going to be where we see the toughest problems.
And that's because everything that's falling right now, whether it's rain or snow, will freeze, making for a potentially icy drive into work tomorrow morning.
Tonight, WCNC Charlotte has live First Warn team weather coverage to make sure you're prepared, from current conditions on the roads to how road crews are prepping for overnight ice. We have every angle covered. But we want to start in the First Warn Storm Center, where Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich has your minute-by-minute forecast. Brad?
Yeah, we're still seeing some rain out there right now, guys, but mixing with a lot of snow to the south. Mainly snow in many areas like Rock Hill, Fort Mill, TKK. Around the Charlotte area, the temperatures are the key part tonight. We're going to watch these temperatures, see how quickly they can fall back, and if they get below freezing, we'll start to have some issues. 33 in Hickory, 32 in Salisbury, 34 currently in Concord, 34 in Charlotte, 35 as you go over towards areas down in Chester County. Now, the snow technically still falling. The radar isn't picking it up, but we're still reporting snow at the airport, Concord, Lincolnton, Gastonia, as well as Rock Hill. But the bulk of the snow is starting to shift off to the eastern areas, Union County, down into Anson, Stanley, Richmond County. We're even seeing trace amounts of snow in Chesterfield County, areas like Pageland, over towards Lancaster, where we're seeing some snow falling, and even down almost to Columbia, South Carolina. We're starting to see some snowflakes down there. That rain snow line becomes a little more pronounced down towards Wilmington. The real heavy snow from this event is going to be here east of I-95. This is where we're going to see the winter storm warnings, and that's where we could see maybe 3, 4, 5 inches of snow. Most areas to our east are going to see about 1 to 2. So far in our area, generally a trace to up to an inch on the grassy surfaces. We're getting some renewed snow shower activity around the Statesville area along Interstate 40, and until this wave completely passes over us, we're likely going to see some flakes at least flying for the next couple of hours. Back to the west, there are still some snow showers in eastern Tennessee. Those are sliding into the mountains, but as we go through the next couple of hours, I expect most of this stuff will start to fall apart and weaken. Here's 8 o'clock. We'll go all the way through about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Everything starts to shift off to the east, and that's when things will start to kind of calm down. Then we'll watch the temperatures. We'll still be above freezing for several hours, so really no issues on the roads until late tonight, well after midnight and into the early morning hours tomorrow, when temperatures will likely fall down below the freezing mark. And that's really going to be the situation we'll watch for those early morning hours, and likely what's going to cause a lot of delays. Meteorologist Aisha Scott is over in the Weather Center, and Aisha, those cold temperatures in the morning will be a big part of the problem.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to watch for that black ice threat early tomorrow morning as well. So if you're heading out, just a heads up, you'll want to use extra caution on the roads. One other thing I do want to mention, because I went outside to see some of the snowflakes as well, and it is cold. I knew it was cold out there, but the feel-like temperatures have dropped into the 20s and really have been in the 20s all evening. So as we go through the rest of tonight, right around midnight, air temperatures will fall as well. But just keep in mind those feel-like temperatures down into the 20s overnight tonight, along with those air temperatures as well. So we'll talk more about the black ice threat for your Friday